If you're watching this video, that means you are interested in playing as Moze in Borderlands 3. I'm joined by Matt Spinelli, who is our Moze expert at the GameSpot office.
Yes, that's me. I played a lot of Moze.
So we're going to break down all of Moze's skill trees, some best tips and skills you might want to use, and what guns are good for Moze. Matt, let's start with her 3 different skill trees.
Okay, so Moze, the way her skill trees work, they're all kind of oriented around her Iron Bear, which is her giant mech thing that she can get into. That's kind of her action skill. So the 3 trees are as such. So she has bottomless mags, which is, it's kind of a tree that's focused on really sort of elevating Moze's ability to be as aggressive and scrappy as a fighter, or just as a soldier, right? So you have all these skills that like essentially make it so like you're incredibly quick at handling your weapon, reloading, and also like where your magazines are essentially extended.
Okay, so just keep shooting, reload as fast as possible.
Exactly.
That kind of stuff.
And then she has Demolition Woman, which is more focused on explosives. She's got a lot of skills in that tree that particularly like leverage her like splash damage. I keep like sort of amplifying that effect.
Grenades, rocket launchers, that kind of thing.
Yes, exactly. And then lastly, she has Shield of Retribution, which is... It's interesting because this is kind of where it comes into the like aspect of Moze where she acts as a tank, right? With the Iron Bear, you are clearly like a huge, powerful target, and so when you summon that in, enemies will pay attention to you. So most of the skills in there orient around like working with your friends. There are things in there. She has like some skills that amplify, for example, like the damage that her friends will do. So this kind of gets into discussion about what's kind of associated with each tree. So she has like a skill in there that basically gives her like this claw that she can grab, and then she can like basically grab enemies and then like have her friends shoot them. And so so each tree has its own like associated weapon that is attached, that you can attach onto the Iron Bear. So Bottomless Mags has a minigun, Demolition Woman has a grenade launcher, and Shield of Retribution has a railgun.
Okay, that all makes sense. That all lines up with what each skill tree does. So what was the skill tree that you ended up focusing on?
Bottomless Mags.
That makes sense. You were playing it single player, so maybe it makes sense to just focus on how to make Moze as powerful as possible.
Exactly. It was kind of a mix of Bottomless Mags and Demolition Woman, just because, since I was playing solo, my playstyle was just like, shoot dudes as much as possible and like inflicts a bunch of damage. And then when things were getting like, hairy, I would get into like sort of the Iron Bear, or I would just get in the Iron Bear just to be like, I'm gonna kill you all, and just sort of amplifying the amount of damage I'm putting out there at all times.
Right.
Like one of the particular skills that are really great in Bottomless Mags is Russian Offensive, which is essentially you can just shoot while sprinting. So you're just crazy fast and you're shooting at the same time, and it's great. It's like you're just constantly laying down damage. I know this is like, I'm saying this a bunch, but this is literally what Moze is all about, and she's just so scrappy. Which, speaking of which, that's another great skill in Bottomless Mags, which is scrappy. Which what is it? Like each time you upgrade this skill, increases her handling speed, her weapon swap, and her mode switch on her guns.
Okay, wow, cool. So definitely Bottomless Mags if you're playing solo. Seems like the way to go.
Yeah, totally.
So then Demolition Woman, why would someone want to pick that particular tree?
Because it focuses on explosives, and that's kind of another fun part, right? Of sort of the chaos of like playing somebody who is so offensive. So, of course that leverages sort of the grenade launcher on the Iron Bear, but also, use rocket launchers, right? It just keeps like increasing the amount of damage from your splash damage, of the splash damage. For example, like she has a skill that's called Torg Cross Promotion, which increases the chance of doubling her splash damage at all times.
Oh, okay. And then the last tree, Shield of Retribution, seems like that's the tree you probably want to go down if you're playing with friends, but maybe isn't as useful playing solo.
Yeah, I would say there wasn't a lot for me in that tree, aside from maybe was it Security Bear, which kind of gives Iron Bear a shield, which kind of it increases the amount of time that you could be an Iron Bear. But aside from that, there wasn't really a lot of useful things for solo players, at least.
Right. But then when you're playing with friends, that seems like maybe a potentially useful tree to go down.
Yeah, exactly. As I said previously, there were skills there that amplify your friends, like amplify sort of their gun damage, forget the scale, but there's a lot that does things in that sort of capacity.
Would you say that that tree in particular makes Moze a very like strong support character versus the other Vault Hunters, which I feel like don't have quite maybe as strong of a support specific tree?
Yeah, I would say so, because it seems so focused on that, because there's a lot in there that focuses on improving that part of, like, sort of increasing sort of the effectiveness of a team. And of course, Iron Bear is so to use it as a tank makes so much sense, right? Because like it really does call attention onto your character, and you could just lead the charge and then have your buddies just shooting right beside you. Heck, they can even get on top of you if you on top of the Iron Bear, because you can essentially stat like a manned turret on there. Though I think that's actually in the Bottomless Mag's skill tree.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So last thing is weapons. What do you think are the ideal weapon types, brands that are most effective with Moze?
Machine guns, no, assault rifles, shotguns. If you love getting really close, because you're mostly going to be pretty close up to to your enemies.
Okay.
And of course, if you're doing demolition, you do want a rocket launcher in your loadout, just so you can take advantage of just the amount of power of like the splash damage like bonuses.
Well, thank you for watching, everybody. If you're interested in the other Borderlands characters, we have individual guides on all of them, along with a Which Vault Hunter is Right For You video that is a nice overview on all 4 Vault Hunters. Thanks for watching.